Welcome to Hispanic Biz, Stories of Success. We interview business owners who've built successful businesses to learn from them, their story, their challenges, their victories, in the hopes that you find the story interesting and inspiring. We're very fortunate today to have a business owner who's been with business 40 years, Mrs. Blanca Loera with C&L Plumbing. Ms. Loera, thank you so much for being with us. So you've been with C&L Plumbing 40 years.
Yes.
So you started as a young,
like very young girl.
How did that happen?
I was already married, had 2 kids, and I was working for S&H Business Equipment. Very happy working there. Then my stepfather had barely opened the plumbing supply, and he got into a coma. His kidneys shut down, and they only were giving him like 48 hours, so they called me to go and just stay there at the plumbing supply to see if I could help. But it was just me and his brother. And I did. I thought it was only going to be for one day, And I went with my eyes closed because I didn't know nothing about plumbing, nothing about fittings, nothing about pricing. So I handled it, the best I could. I went back there and started looking at the fittings to see what they were, and then my father got better, and then he didn't let me go back to my old work. And since then, he started teaching me the fittings and the accounts and everything that I needed to know.
How old were you then?
I was 23.
Wow. What kind of business is C&L Plumbing?
It's a wholesale plumbing supply.
You supply the plumbers?
We supply plumbers, contractors, yes.
And so the business was new, though, when you started?
It was brand new. He had barely opened it. My stepfather used to work for El Paso Pipe, and then he left El Paso Pipe to go open his own business. And he was very young at the time, and he started making a new building, and he passed away in 1978. He never was able to go to the new building where we are right now. He was in the process.
So you'd been in the business how long when you had to start running the business?
I was 23 years old.
Right away?
Right away.
He didn't last very long then after the coma?
No. He lasted, I was 28 when he passed away.
Wow. So what kind of challenges did you?
Well, it was like he started teaching me like the accounts, the discounts, the suppliers, who to talk to. He just didn't let me get involved with the plumbers. He wanted me in the back, He was a very jealous person. And I used to love waiting on customers and getting the material out, But he didn't want me to do that. He wanted me to learn the business, but not the warehouse. And I used to love to be in the warehouse.
So what kind of training did you have?
What kind of
training?
Nothing.
Really?
Nothing. I just went to high school. I never went to college.
What high school?
Laredo Academy. Okay. I graduated in 1968. As soon as I got graduated, I got married. And I had my first child at 20, and then the other one at 23.
You have 2 children?
I have 3.
3 children.
Mm-hmm. The other one, when I was 28, when he passed away, I had just had my 3rd child.
Wow.
Yeah. And he left me. I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. My mom told me, we're going to close it down. And I said, give me a chance, give me a chance, give me a month, give me 2 months. She goes, I'll give you 2 months.
Was your mother involved in the business?
No, not at all. Not at all. She has her own job.
Oh, she was working someplace else.
Yeah, she was meat wrapper for Safeway. And ever since then,
Do you have brothers and sisters?
no, I'm the only one.
So it was up to you?
It was up to me.
So she gave you 2 months.
2 months.
What magic did you do in 2 months?
Nothing. I used to like to learn from him, like everything he did, I will go see what he was doing, and I will ask him questions, and then sometimes he will give me the wrong answer because he didn't like to. It was like, not that he didn't want me to learn, but he didn't want me to, if he gave me an answer, that was the answer. And if I asked why, he didn't like for me to ask why.
Really?
He will tell me, figure it out.
Really? So
Very
what
strict.
was he like?
He was very strict, very, very, I'm not saying bad tempered, but he had his, he wasn't lenient at all. He was very strict.
What did you learn from him?
I learned a lot of things. I learned to pay my bills on time, because that's the way he was. He'd tell me, you pay your bills first, and then whatever's left, you spend it on whatever you need. And don't overspend, He showed me how to pay the bills, take my 2%. Until now, I take all my 2% because I don't like to lose,
What is the 2%?
2% is if you get your material before the 25, you have to pay the 10th of the month, and from that total, you get a 2% discount.
So you pay early?
I pay when it's due.
When it's due. And, you get
And
2%
if I
discount.
miss something, I get very upset with the lady that pays the bills,
Really?
Because to me, that's money that you're making.
The 2% paying on time?
Yes.
The discount?
Yes. And I offer it to my customers, too. If you pay by the 10th, I'll give you 2%. But it's already 11th, no more,
Okay.
And
you have customers that pay you by the 10th?
oh, yeah, I have a lot of customers that pay me by the 10th.
That's
I
good.
rely on them, because that's how you pay your bills. I'm waiting for that money.
So that's part of your cash flow plan?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Wow. And your mother, what was your mother like?
My mother was, she was very strict too. I was the only daughter, but she was always very strict with me. She always, she was mad at me because I didn't go to college. And I regret not going to college because I've seen what I've done, and then I think, what would I have done if I had gone to college? Will I be more successful? Or, to me right now, college is the best thing for you, for my grandchildren.
So, here you are on your own,
Mm-hmm.
learning the business, in a male-dominated business.
Yes.
How did that world of plumbers treat you?
Well, at first, they treated me very nice. They were very nice to me. At first, I had problems because my father was very jealous, and he didn't like me talking to them. So, and I was very friendly, but then I got to know how he was, and I tried not to talk to them, and he started trusting me. I was already married, but he was like, I was like, don't talk to her. This is something special to me, And
He just protected you.
yes, till the end, the end.
So all of a sudden, then you inherit this business, and you're now with your father gone, you've got to take care of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So what was that like?
Well, I had always taken care of my mom's. After he died, I always took care of my mom's bills. I used to pay her bills. I used to do everything for her. She depended a lot on me. And at the beginning, I told my mom, I don't want to go. I don't want to stay here. And he goes, well, you have to talk to him. I go, no, I'm afraid of him. And then she goes, well, I go, it's because I'm not happy. I was happy doing what I was doing. I used to sell typewriters. And she says, well, you tell him. And one day he kind of talked loud to me. It wasn't my fault. And I just said, here's your keys. I'm leaving. And he called me back in about a week, and he goes, I need you here. I want you here. And I'm not going to say nothing anymore. I go, I don't mind you telling me something that I did wrong, but I just don't want you to yell just because you want to yell, And ever since then, we never had a problem. After I had some problems after my dad died because my mom tried to get involved in the business. And she didn't know anything about the business, and she didn't know how to speak English.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. But then she learned, that she didn't belong there. And she let it to me. I run it. I mean, you do whatever you need. Just pay me my rent. I used to pay her rent. But I kept paying her bills and telling her, this is how the business is going, we're having problems here. But I never asked her, to help me, money-wise. I will just pray, that I will have enough.
Were there times that it was tough?
Mm-hmm. Yes, there was times that were very tough. We had a lot of business at the time. There was a lot of business that used to owe us a lot of money, And at the beginning, I didn't care when he was here because he will solve the problem, But then there was nobody else to solve the problem. It was just me.
Wow.
And I did it with the help of my husband, because he was working there, but he didn't know anything about accounts or nothing. He started getting more involved, but I don't like for him to get involved with my customers because if he sees that a customer owes me money, he wants to get it right away. And I tell him, wait, you have to have some kind of way of doing it, not to hurt him. He says that I'm too good, that I'm just too good to customers.
But you've had customers all these 40 years that have stayed with you?
Mm-hmm. Yes. I have customers that I've knew since they were 5 years old.
Really?
They used to go with their parents.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
They stayed, and they've grown up in their parents' business as you did.
Mm-hmm. And they still call me. Well, when I was there, 23, 28, they used to call me Blanquita. And they still do it, and I keep telling them, no, my name is Blanca. Don't call me Blanquita because, I'm an old lady now. And then they go, no, you're always going to be, our Blanquita.
That's cute.
Yes.
So you're part of their family. In a
Yes.
sense. What did your father die of?
He had diabetes. He died in a coma at night.
Oh, my.
Yeah, that day, he was going to give me the opportunity to open and be by myself. And he told me, I don't want you going out on Friday because tomorrow is my anniversary, and I'm going to let you go open the store. And I said, okay. So then my mom called me at 5 and told me he doesn't want to wake up, and he died in his sleep.
Oh, my.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Now, you inherited that.
Yes. Well, not really from him. You mean the diabetes?
Mm-hmm.
No, I inherited from my grandmother.
Okay.
from my father's.
Because it skips.
Yeah, yeah, and he was my stepfather.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Uh-huh.
okay. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. And how long have you been dealing with that?
Like 25 years.
Wow.
Ever since I took on the business.
Really? The stress?
It's very stressful. Like you say, having to deal with men sometimes. I've had my problems with some of them that are rude, but I don't let myself. I go and tell them what I feel, and that's it. I'm not afraid if they're men.
Good. So what kind of challenges were the kinds of challenges that were, where you don't know how to solve them? What do you have to do?
When I don't know how to solve a problem, I usually find a way to solve them. I pray a lot, and God has never turned me down.
Wow. Did you ever need to go borrow money from the banks?
No.
You took care of all your
I
finances?
haven't. I haven't. I tried, and now it's hard, to borrow money. I tried getting money for something, but then I thought, am I going to be able to return that money? Why do you want that money? I'd rather be on top of things every day than having to go borrow money.
Did they give you a hard time?
They give us a hard time. I don't know why, because my credit is excellent. I have a lot of equity, and they just want me to use my name, our personal name, and I don't want it. I want to use the company.
Yeah, they make you sign a personal guarantee.
Yes,
and you're not willing to
and I don't like it. So, I don't know. I've been, these last years when I wanted to borrow money, so that I could feel more at ease with my payments, but the bank, Chase Bank, turned me down. And there's a lot of other people that have helped, want to help me, But I don't want to borrow $1 million. I just wanted to borrow $50,000, and I have the $50,000 in the checking account, in my account, and I tell the man, it's just that I don't want to use my money.
Right.
I want to use the company's money,
Now, the building that you operate out of, that's your own building?
That's my own building.
And you have a couple of properties there, or?
No, just that. I have another property, but that belongs to the corporation.
Okay. Okay. So you have two buildings?
One.
One.
Well, I have two. One across the street, and then the big building that is mine.
Okay. So one is yours and one is the corporation's. So the corporation has that as an asset. And the other building is your own asset.
Yes.
And you lease it to the business.
Yes.
So you get rent from your own business.
Yes.
So where did you learn how to do that?
What?
To own the building and lease it to the corporation?
Well, when my mom passed away, I was paying her rent,
She owned the
She owned the building. So when it was left to me, but she used to want a lot of rent, $7,500 a month.
And what year was that?
It was in 1964.
Wow.
When she passed away.
She was asking for that kind of rent, so it was
1994.
Okay.
We paid her for years. So then when I acquired the business, I told them I think it's too much rent, and I went down. I went down almost half on the rent.
Okay. That was still pretty good in those days.
Yeah, I know.
And your mother, is she still?
She's passed away in 1994.
Okay.
Yeah, she died of lung cancer.
Now you have children.
I have three girls.
Are they involved?
Just one.
Okay.
The oldest. She's been with me like almost 25 years.
So she knows your business well.
She knows. I think she could be better, but she knows it. She knows it.
Well, when you started, you didn't know a lot about it.
I didn't know nothing about it. I just will take the customer and take it to the back and said, show me which is a half-inch copper elbow. And he will tell me, this is what I want, okay? At night, I will research the invoices to see how much I was going to charge them. I don't know how many mistakes I made in those 2 weeks. I don't know. They pay me, and the business kept going.
So you didn't know what to charge at the first?
No.
So you had
Because
to
I
look
didn't even know what it was. But a lot of plumbers helped me.
Okay.
I'm like, this is, and then Victor, my husband now, he will tell me, we get this from this company, and we get this from this company. So I will go through the invoice, but I never knew anything about the discounts. You know, I will charge them the list. They paid it. I don't know, but it took me like maybe a month to be able to wait on the customers.
and know what to charge. And
Yes, I started learning, you know, and then he came and told me how to do my payables and how to do everything by writing, you know, and I learned fast.
So you learned ledgers you worked ledgers? You
Yes.
still do?
I still do.
Because that's how you understand.
Yes.
So you know every penny?
Yes, I have to be, we have to be correct on everything. My husband goes, why are you so stressed? I go, I can't find a penny. And then he goes, why a penny? I go, no, it has to be exactly, you know? And until I find it, I let it go.
So you use accountants or CPA?
Yes.
And what do you use them for?
Really, I give him all the information. I just think I just pay him to post it on their computer, and then that's it. Because I give him all the information already. I figure out the payables, I figure out the accounts receivable, the sales every day, non-taxable sales, everything we do.
Wow.
And I used to do everything by hand. All the invoices, everything was by hand. And by memory, the pricing.
Really? Wow. Has there been situations where you've lost money because miscalculated or?
Oh, I'm pretty sure we've lost a lot of money. I mean, I don't like to lose money. I say a lot of money because to me, money, if I lose a lot, I get mad, you know, because of mistakes, you know, and I revise the invoices. My husband's been revising the invoices, and sometimes there's like $800 a mistake,
Really?
you know, why? Just by pressing the wrong thing, you know. And he says, do you know how much money I have saved you? I go, yeah, I understand. I go, but you know, it's an everyday thing, every day.
Got to be on top of it every day.
No.
And so you still look at everything every day?
Yes. See, like lately I've been sick. I haven't been working too much, but I go straight to the bank, and then I go to the tickets, and then I go, how many credits? You give a credit, I want to know why, you know. And they get mad because I do that, you know. My daughter tells me, you can't keep still, you're sick. I go, yeah, I know, but you know, there was this mistake right here. Right now, we had a big complaint because a customer wanted 20 something, and then the computer said we only had 33. So I said, okay, 20 and 33. I go, I've never seen this customer. I go, so why don't you just sell them 10? Because I don't want to be out of material for my customers. And then my husband said, no, give it to him. I go, okay. So I did. And I go, how many do we have? 33. We gave him 20 or 10. And then my daughter went and counted them. And she says, they're right. And then my husband went and counted them, and he said it was 52. And then she goes, it's just that you guys don't trust anybody. And I said, no, I don't trust anybody. You know why? Because there's 33, plus they already charged him for 20. So there was 53, not 33. And she, oh, and she got mad and says, oh, no, you don't trust nobody. And I don't, because I know what I order, you know. I know exactly what I order, and I know more or less. And I already told them, if it's a customer that you've never seen, I mean, if we only have 20, give them half, so you can leave the other half for the customers that are here every day. Because I'd rather lose the sale, but then I want to be able to have what I need for this customer that pays me every week. You know?
So you already know what the demand is.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
that comes from years of experience.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Wow. And you keep that all in your head.
Everything on my head. Everything. Everything.
What I want to begin to ask you about is how do you run a business is as big as your business that way, you know, knowing what's going through the business, knowing every penny, you know, knowing all your customers and what their needs are, anticipating what they need, and then how do you pass that knowledge on? I mean, that's a huge expertise that you have built up, and but it didn't come easy, did it?
No, it didn't. I'm still learning a lot. You know, I'm still see things. I'm having a problem right now because of technology, you know. But it's like I tell them, a customer comes after 4, your computers are down, you know. How are you gonna, they go crazy, you know, trying to sell the material. And I just get it, and I just think, well, I don't know. Sometimes I'm wrong, you know, but usually I charge them a little bit. But I already know what it is worth, you know, here. You know, even though we have books, but they're already, if it's not done in the computer, they don't know how to do anything.
Right.
And I hate that.
But you can still sell.
Oh, yes. Yes, because I know where it's coming from. Last night, a customer came at 4:30. I was already leaving. He wanted a grease strap, you know. I went to the invoice. Here, not even 4 minutes. There's the price, you know. And they all run like a chicken without a head, looking for the price, you know.
Yeah. How do you transfer that knowledge? That's you know. It's just fascinating how you.
I try, you know. I love to teach them, but there's some people that just don't get it. You know, I love to have somebody that I can ask. When did we pay the last Aetna insurance? And I want her to tell me 12/29. This is the amount. And I just lost an employee like that. You know, that she was like, but that was the only thing she did. But then I have some that happens yesterday, and they don't know.
So you supply the plumbing industry.
Mm-hmm.
You supply them with fittings and
Pipe,
fixtures,
faucets, everything that you need to build a new house.
So you primarily supply the plumbers that are building the new homes, and so you supply the volume that they need.
Yes, and I supply the housing authority. I supply El Paso Independent School District. Sometimes Socorro. We're trying to get into this later. And people, my main business before was Juarez.
Really?
Until when it's been like 10 years. that
Really?
it's just I can't remember what it was when they started letting everybody order from I can't remember that word. When they let everybody come and get whatever they wanted from any business. They gave a break to all these people. So a lot of small businesses closed down.
Really?
And now those big builders, I mean those big companies from Juarez, there's only like 2.
Really?
But they get everything direct.
They go straight to the supplier. Oh, I see. I see.
From out of town.
So they don't.
NAFTA. When NAFTA came,
Oh, okay, okay.
we
Okay.
lost a lot of business from
So
there.
they took business away from you, the supplier, the distributor.
Yes,
Oh, okay, okay.
yes.
That was so. How did you adjust?
Well, we started getting our business to go more towards people from here, because our main business was Juarez, Chihuahua. So then I told my husband, well, now we're going to have to try to get the business from here, like plumbers from here. We had some, but we had to get more. We had to look for
How
more.
did you do that? Did you go out
By
visit?
calling? No. I never had a salesman. Never in my life had
Really?
a salesman. I do everything by phone, And whenever somebody doesn't come to buy, I ask why. I call why. There's a problem. If there's a problem, let me know. If I can fix it, I'll fix it. I mean, I tell the customer, you have the privilege to go to wherever you want, But if there's a problem, I would like to know,
Sure.
because maybe I can do something for you.
So, so when you started, your daily receipts were like what?
Not even $900 a day. It was nothing. It was nothing.
And today?
Well, today our sales are almost $4 million a year, okay? And that's very slow business.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So how did you grow that? How did you grow from?
Just people knowing us. People knowing us. They knew my stepfather because he used to work for all these plumbing supplies. So they already knew, and he brought a lot of plumbers with him, and he was very intelligent, and he was a very good businessman. And that's how we started getting all this business. We used to know who was the main builder, and we will go after the plumber. And it's always been competition.
But you built a business. Your stepfather started the business.
Yeah.
But you built it.
Oh yeah, well yeah. I built it after he left. I continue with our same customers, and then we started getting more customers.
Now, have your present customer, the old customers, have they just grown to be bigger businesses? Has that been part of it?
Some of them, the one like some of them are they're used to be workers. Now they're owners. Now they have big projects. Now they have a lot of homes. I have old customers, very old customers. I have a customer that has been with me. I was 23, he was 18.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And he's one of my best customers.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so, but also the growth in El Paso has been a contributor to your growth?
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. We try to get as much as we can. We are starting to get into the new commercial. I never used to because I don't know anything about it. But people help us, They just tell us, this is what we need, and then we look it up in the internet, or we have a lot of providers that help, and they told us, look, they gave us leads, like, look, I already something's coming up, so here's your pricing in case you want to go after it, and that's the way we do it. Mm-hmm.
And so inventory is a big part of your business,
Yes,
and your suppliers are very important to you.
exactly.
I know I was talking with you earlier. I know you took a trip recently to go to attend a funeral for one of your suppliers. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So this supplier had been with you for a long, long time?
He had been with me since I was 27.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And so
And I've only met him once
really?
in person. Yes.
But you've talked to him on the phone.
But always talk to him on the phone. He always tried to beat everybody else on pricing, and we did like a family, you know.
So he passed away, and you had to go out of town to his funeral.
Yeah, I told my husband, you know, I gotta go. I mean, I appreciate what this man does for me, you know, because he gives me very good discounts and he treats me very nice. And we gotta go. And he goes, but you only met him once? I go, yeah, but I've been doing business with him for like 35 years, you know. And you know who's nice and, you know, who tries to give you the best. As a matter of fact, the wife called me right now.
Really?
That she was very happy that I was there, that we were there, you know.
Wow.
She would never expected me to be there.
Wow. So you have a good relationship with your suppliers.
Yes. Yes.
So you have that relationship with your customers as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I get along with everybody, you know, unless somebody, I don't like people telling me, do you have better prices than
Right.
so-and-so? And I will say, you know what, I don't work for them, so I don't know their pricing.
Oh, okay.
And I just leave them there, you know, because I don't like people. There's a lot of people that I always try to get everything for free, and it makes me mad. And I tell my daughter, I go, you give them a price. If they don't like it, well, they can leave, you know.
So tell me now, 40 years of business. Now you look back, you built a nice business. What's ahead?
Well, I would like to retire soon. You know, I in the process of retiring. I want to help my daughter. You know, I don't want to leave her by herself. I want to help her, but I just don't feel the energy. I have the energy. I just don't feel good. You know, about my sicknesses that I have to keep going. You know, I know it's gonna be very hard because in 40 years we haven't had a vacation.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So the business has been your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been everything for me.
So you look back at your life and the business in your life. What do you see?
Well, now that I'm old, I said, I wonder why I never went on vacation. I wonder why I never took days off. I wonder why, you know, I wonder. But my life was my work.
And you're happy about that?
I'm very happy about it.
You built a beautiful...
Because I haven't seen anybody like that.
Right.
I haven't seen it in my family. I haven't seen it.
So what does it do to build a business like that and grow something like that, a beautiful business?
I guess to love what you do, you know, make it your main thing in your life. I regret a lot of things, you know, like I was never with my kids, you know, when they were small. I regret that, you know, even though I will go straight home and stay with them, but I wish I had spent more time with them, you know.
So you do have regrets too?
Yeah.
There was a price to pay.
Yes, because I remember that when they were small, I used to go at 6 o'clock and start mopping and cleaning at 6 o'clock, you know. And my mom will get mad at me because she will say, what about your kids? Well, I have a maid. Yeah, but don't you have anybody to do this? I said, no, I like to do it, you know.
Wow.
And that's what I did with my first job. You know, I used to go and wait, not to be late. And then, I don't know if you knew Tom Stevens. He was my boss. And one day he got there, he goes, what are you doing here? What time do you get here? I go, 7. They said, what do you do? I go, just wait. And why? I go, because the bus, I used to come in a bus. He says, here's the key. You're going to open and lock it. Okay. And you know what I will do? I will clean, mop, make his coffee, you know. And when I left, he said, you're not leaving. You're not leaving me. I'm like, well, I'm sorry. He's making me, you know. I have to go with my family.
So that was really a training. So you're just a worker. You're a very hard worker.
Yes, I am.
You learned that, and you've always been a worker. So what's your legacy?
My legacy was to always be humble, you know, to always have somebody as your role model, like I had with my stepfather. He was my role model, you know, and to always keep looking and keep working hard. Don't take life for granted, you know, because you never know when something's going to happen to you, like him, you know. He was 46 years old when he died. You know, that's too young to die.
Yeah. So the preciousness of life is very important to you because you've experienced some medical difficulties too, haven't you?
Oh yes. Uh-huh.
And so what you're doing is more important to you too because it gives you.
Yeah, it gives me. How can I say it? It gives me the like if I'm very sick, then I just get up, take a shower, and I'm ready to go. You know, I'm ready to go.
So
I don't let myself. Sometimes I can't even walk. I tell my husband, you know what? I gotta do my nails. I gotta go. He said, don't you get tired? I go, I do get tired, but you know what? I don't want to be in a bed.
So the business gives you purpose.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And has it always given you that purpose?
Always.
Beginning. So
I've been in love with my business for a long time.
I like that. I like that. You see that as being important. Do you see that when people pass their business on to their children, do the children have that same love for the business?
I don't think so.
How do you pass that on?
I don't know. I'm trying, you know, but like my daughter is very different from me, you know.
Yeah, children always are.
Yes. I'm trying to teach her my way, you know, because I know that it's a good way, you know. But she's learned, and I think she's learning more, you know, and I think she's more dedicated now that she sees that the time is coming, you know. But I still feel that she needs a lot of dedication.
Well, how can children step up and fill the shoes that children are different, and the transition of a business is always difficult. And it's hard to retain some of that you've built. But surprisingly, it seems that, children pick up a lot of what they've seen too.
Mm-hmm.
And but you've had quite a career. It's not been a career; it's been a life, huh?
Yes, yes, because I never went to school. Well, I went to 12th year, but I wonder sometimes what would it have happened if I had gone to college. Who would I be? You know.
Well, has this community accepted your success as a business owner?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
You've been recognized?
Oh, yes.
You've won some awards? Are you involved with a lot of the organizations?
Well, I'm involved with not too many, like the Hispanic, you know.
Okay.
It's just that I don't like to go out, you know. That's my problem. I don't like to go eat with nobody. I don't like to go out. I eat at home. I eat there, you know. We always eaten there. I don't take lunch hours.
You work through.
Mm-hmm. It's just, as soon as I leave, I feel like, then I gotta do something else. You know, I don't want to come back. But it's very rare that I go out to lunch.
You live in your business.
Yeah, that's where I live.
So, what neighborhood did you grow up in?
In Central, by McKinley
Okay.
and Piedras.
And you look back, and how far do you live from there now?
Now I live in the west side, you know. Oh yeah, always look back. I pass by there. I pass by my other house when I got married, and you know, I show my grandchildren, this is where I used to live. This is where, you know. And now I have a nice house. I live in the mountain, you know. I'm happy with what I've acquired, you know, like what I've accomplished. I'm very happy.
So, where did you learn how to build your assets?
You know what? My husband, he is helped me a lot in that. He's my second husband, and when I had married to him, I always used to be the one paying bills, you know, paying my mom's bills, paying my bills. When I got married to him, he told me, you know what? You're gonna take care of the bills at work. I'm gonna take care of the bills here at home. I've never paid a bill at home.
Wow.
I don't know if, you know, he makes me mad sometimes because he gets a bill today, he wants to pay it today. And I said, no, we handle tomorrow. He said, no, you gotta pay what you gotta pay. And I really thank him for being able to get my assets that I have now through him. Because I'm a big spender, you know. I like to spend my money that I have on my grandchildren, on my children, but I don't like to ask him for money. But he manages my money. He manages my money. And he's done a very good job on that.
So I can assume that your business doesn't have debt.
Well, not really, you know, not really. I was looking at the figures yesterday. It's just that the money's not coming as it's supposed to come, okay? The people owe us money, but I really don't owe any money, you know? I really don't owe any money. It's just that it's not coming at the time that I want it because I want to get my discount, you know? That's the only thing I fight. But in reality, I'm not past due.
So, but when you order supplies, you get supplies every month, every 3 months?
I get supplies every day.
Do you have so your supply turnover is very
It's very fast.
and yet you have a big warehouse.
Yes.
What is your biggest product that you have to store?
Plastic fittings. Plastic fittings and plastic pipe, because that's when you begin a house, you have to use all that, you know.
Do they do a lot of copper pipe?
Not anymore. We use PEX now.
Okay.
We use something else cheaper, you know.
And durable. And galvanized pipe?
We still use it to replace the old houses, you know. Yeah, we still use black galvanized pipe, steel pipe, black pipe for gas. CPVC pipe instead of copper.
And your suppliers, so you know you have terms with your suppliers.
Yes, well, yes. It's always 2% tenth. I always try to, if I'm in a bind, let's say today's the 24th, my husband gives me an order. I wait 2 days, because if I order the 26th, I don't have to pay it till March. And that's, you know, he gives me the order and I know when to send it, you know.
So you're really managing your cash flow.
Yes, I have to.
When it comes to, how did you learn that? It's just fascinating to me how you know that.
Well, first I learned how to pay the bills, you know, like like my father told me, you know, don't ever buy after the 20th, you know.
Don't ever buy after the
After
20th.
after the 20th. The 20th and the 25th, don't buy those days. If you buy the 20th, you have to pay. If you buy January 20th, you have to pay February 10th. Okay, so they don't give you much time. But if you buy after the 25th, you get an extra month. And that's how I learned to pay my bills, you know.
So you say you actually have.
Yeah, I look at the bills and I say when.
So you're floating your cash
Yes.
by doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Wow. That's interesting, fascinating.
Yes.
But you've had to order sometimes at those
No,
times.
if I need it, I need it. You know, if I need it, I need it. And it's like sometimes customers tells me, I'll give you an extra dating, 30 days. And I go, no. Why don't you just give me an extra 5%, you know? Because the extra dating is just getting me in debt, you know, because I'm used to paying the 10th. Now you're giving me an extra month. No, I'm not, it's not like I'm counting it, you know? It's not like I know that I'm gonna owe it to you because I always pay you. I go, give me an extra 2%. Don't give me discount, don't give me dating. I don't like dating. Because you forget. I mean, you don't forget because you have it on file, but to me, it's just a waste of, it's worry.
So you built your business on 2% and 5% discounts.
Yes.
Wow. So your pricing is, so you can be competitive in pricing.
Well, I try not to use my discounts on pricing, you know. I try not to. We never used to, now we do, because people are getting after each other's business.
So how do you grow your market?
I have different, you know, it depends on my customers, how much they buy. If I see that this customer is a very good customer, maybe I play with a 15%. If the other one is not as good, it's 30%. And if somebody gives me an order over 10,000, and then it's 10%. I see the customer. I tell them, I like this customer for this percent, because I know who they are. You know?
So you know your customers so well.
I already put it in my customer what markup I'm gonna have on them and on what, you know, not on everything.
So if somebody wants to get on your good side, what do they have to do?
Just by looking at the way they pay, they get on my good side.
By paying you on time, paying you when you want.
Yeah.
And it benefits them.
Yes. Yes. And I don't like, there's a lot of providers that go, give me an invoice from her and I'll give you 10%. And that's not good.
See, usually the customer is in control. But in this case, you're in control.
Well, because I tell them, you know, they're selling me these flowers for $20 at somewhere else. I will then go get them and get me 2 extra for me to sell because they're very cheap. And then they get it that I'm laughing at them, you know. I don't know their prices, but he can be selling this at the price that he's saying.
So how do you stay in business when there's competition, and sometimes competition is cheaper, right? You've been able to survive that.
Well, you know, sometimes I'll rather lose the business than the money, you know. There's a lot of people that I see them going too high, and I just tell them, and then they say, well, I'm gonna go somewhere else. I go, okay, well then go, but before you go, pay your bill. And then they don't like for me to send them the finance charging, you know. And if they don't pay me, well, then I'll get a lien, whatever.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
You're able to get a mechanic's lien?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. And you've had to use that?
Yes. Yes.
So if they don't pay you, they're not on your good
Yeah.
side?
No. It's because plumbers just leave, and then go somewhere else, and then they pay over there, and then they stop paying over there to come pay over here, and that's the way they are. And not only plumbers, electricians, they're all the same.
So you know them, and you know how they work, and you know the games they play.
Yes.
And so, but you've got your rules.
No, yes. Mm-hmm.
And they know your rules?
Mm-hmm.
And so when they come to business with you, they come to you year after year after year, right?
Yes.
Why do they like coming to you?
I don't know. I have a customer that tells me, I'm never going to divorce you from you. And I'm like, he says, I've worked too many years with you. We're already used to
So you're part of their operation?
Uh-huh.
They know what to expect,
Yes.
and they get what they expect.
Yes.
Well, it's a fascinating story that you have. It's amazing to see how you watch your percentages,
Mm-hmm.
and you manage your cash flow, and you built a very good business, and you've got quite a history. 40 years is a long time with a business, but it's been your life.
Yes.
And I really appreciate your sharing your life with us and your business.
Thank you.
And C&L Plumbing Supply at 4300 Rosa. You've been there for many years.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much,
You're
Ms.
welcome.
Loera, for
My pleasure.
Blanca Loera, for sharing your story with us. It's been fascinating. And we appreciate those of you watching, and hope you enjoyed this interview, and that you found it inspiring and encouraging. And we hope that you too have good cash flow. Thank you.